Join the voices of the pack, Jim Brooks and Joe Cervi, along with CSU Pueblo Thunderwolves head coach, John Wristen.
And good evening, everybody. Welcome to ThunderZone Pizza and Tap House. We need our producer, Ryan, to come over here and pump us up in the building. I guess I can do that. I'll do Ryan's job over here, okay? Oh. Let me go over here and just turn the dial up. Since our producer, Ryan, is sitting over there.
He's not listening.
Yeah, he's not listening to us either.
He's smoozing the customers.
See, I never can tell if people are hearing us or not. So, well, I guess it's only important that we hear each other, right?
I guess so.
That's
because
right.
we're talking to iHeartRadio land.
There you go.
It's you, me, you, and Chuck.
Chuck, come along.
See, now he just reacted. He goes, "Oh, I better go. I got to go figure out what's going on over there."
Hey, he's got some health issues. We got to give.
Well, he's been doing some PR work at the old bar tonight, and he's continuing to do it. There he is. That a baby. That a baby. You can come over and check it out over here. This is the Car Pros John Wristen Show here on Fox Sports Pueblo. Hi, everybody. There we go. All right.
People are here.
There's Rock. Rock's down there in the house. It's all part of Packtober, John. We have one more weekend of Packtober. Trying to go 5-0 for Packtober. Are you excited?
What a great opportunity. You know, I'm proud that we're in this position to be able to go 1-0 this week, and we've been able to have a hot October, and as Joe's has been able to call it, is Packtober. It's been good.
It's been great, and the level of play has continually increased for 4 weeks in a row. You have a great game Saturday. Some records were set. I always like that. And then I always check for the RMAC Players of the Week. And first of all, I look to see who plays Fort Lewis, because that's who usually wins all the Players of the Week, and no exception this week. But what a great performance from your guys this week.
Yeah, I thought overall for 60 minutes, I thought we did our job, and I thought we played okay. I didn't think we played as clean as we could, and but it was nice to come away with the red letter victory, red letter win versus what I think is a Chatham State team that their defense front is very strong and very talented, and they do a lot of nice things to complement it, and I thought we were able to take advantage of some of the things that gave us, and we were able to make some big plays. It really, the first half, we just missed some opportunities, and that's kind of those things as a coach. You don't want to miss those opportunities. It's like missing a 3-footer for birdie.
Right.
Maybe I could put it in your.
Yeah, I can relate to that.
No, I don't think you missed too many, Jimmy. But those are the things that drive you crazy, and then I think we had a couple turnovers that are not like us, and so those are the things that it drives me crazy, and we want to make sure our Packtober is finished strong when it's nice and clean.
Well, the first half, eerily similar to the Western Colorado game. Missed opportunities, left them in the game. One of Joe's keys to the game, if we're shattering, ugly it up, and they had it ugly. I said it was as ugly as a beautiful pig, and it tasted very good to them until late in the first half when they didn't take advantage of that opportunity. If they punch one in there and go up 13-6, get the ball first, start the second half, then it might have been an uphill slog in that second half. But that just kind of seemed to – what was the mood in the locker room, I guess I should say, when you go in there? Was it still like take a deep breath, or was it still, you know what? They gave you one, now let's take advantage. How did you approach that?
You know what, as you go into halftime, I don't know if there's any great words of wisdom. I'm not trying to pretend that there's any
You're not a Dave Lockett halftime speech guy, break clipboards and do stuff like that?
Well,
you've done that?
My younger days, I try to be like Coach Lockett, that's for sure. But I think, as you mentioned there, I think the biggest play in the game was Hunter throws a pick six, or it should have been a pick six per se, but he hustled, and there's a couple of other guys hustling down there. AB was hustling, and he makes the play.
Yeah.
And those are the unseen plays that I think go really in the victory column.
And for listeners that don't know, Hunter threw a pick, and he stops him short of the goal, and your defense wow, what a great stand. That was kind of fun.
It was.
It was really nice to see them rally and not. I thought that was a maturity, and I think Luke Conalog, who's over there eating a bunch of wings, and Luke said they're not scoring, and those weren't his exact words, but it was really pretty close to everything there, except a little more adjectives right there. But we were able to hold them out and kind of change the momentum, and then they missed a field goal, and I think it all had to come from a little pressure we had on the first extra point, and it's one of those things that I think that adds that momentum. And so at halftime, I just said, hey, defense, great job. Offense, you're going to keep grinding away. We're going to find a way. And sure enough, our defense, we get a pick down there and kind of gives us a little spark. And we're able to take advantage of it and have a heck of a third quarter.
Well, since we're talking about the play here, Nick, if you've got, it'd be cut 1 in our order, it'd be number 2 in our list, but cut 1, almost a pick 6. Let's go ahead and listen to that play right here.
5-yard line. Inside the 15, 10-5 across Hayes. Somehow, able to haul him down at the 3-yard line, saving the touchdown. Was jumping the route that time was Bobby Peel. Kind of picked on him here in this first half.
Well, that was an incredible play. You heard, John, I'd given it up. I said, that's a pick 6. But as you mentioned, Hunter didn't give up. He went down and made a play, stopped him to 3-yard, and it turns out to be one of the huge plays of the game.
Yeah, and I think that's what you do when you win ball games. Those are the unseen plays that go and make a difference. You've heard me say there's 6 to 8 plays that make a difference in a ball game, and that was sure one of them. And it could have gone either way, but we kept playing, and Hunter didn't hang his head, and so we were able to hold him and go and take some momentum, I think, going in at halftime. And so with that being said, then you have this opportunity the second half to stop them, and our defense was fired up. They put a little more pressure on them, and the quarterback scrambled out of the ball, out of the pocket to his right, and Daniel Bond was in that position, and he was running, and I saw the receiver come back. I thought he was going to strip him right there, but we did a good job of blocking, and then we were able to get a touchdown off that.
All right, let's go ahead and listen to that play, shall we? All right, this is cut 2. It's a bone to pick.
Here comes pressure. That's got to be a hold. He's just tackled. They don't throw the flag. They go up the sideline, intercepted by the Thunderwolves. It works out for him. Back the other way, across midfield, across the 40, up the sideline. Great play by the Thunderwolves. Daniel Bone on the interception. That's karma working for you, Joe, when the official ignores the holding call, but you get the interception.
Yeah, the Pack has a bone to pick with that play right there.
John, can you tell I was ticked off? I mean, that was blatant. I mean, how do you sleep at night if you're a referee and the guy gets tackled right in front of you, ends up at your feet, and you're the referee and you look at it and you say, well, I'm ignoring that, but then you get the pick.
Well, we could have called that on every drop back pass, so that just added to my frustration. I don't know if you saw me at the end of the middle of the third quarter or fourth quarter, start of it, and they basically tackled Trey Botts. They tackled Luke. They grabbed him around the ankles, and I'm trying to get my headset off, trying to go like this, and I was pulling so hard. I think I think I did something to my shoulder. I was so mad at the dang guys, and so. It's frustrating, Jim.
What was it? Was that more frustrating than lining up for a field goal and not having your kicker?
Well, I was going to talk about 2 things that I have not seen in a long time of coaching. Yeah, okay. Exactly. There was 2 things that really happened. One, we have the opening drive. We take it down there. Nice play by Max Fine and Hunter. And we stall out a little bit, so we're kicking I call a field goal, and I'm looking and I'm going, okay, there's 10 guys. and I'm trying to figure out which one of the
Who are we missing?
which one of the interior linemen or the wing or tight end, because it always seems to be. And then I go, it's the kicker.
Yeah.
And I said it's the kicker. And so I'm yelling, Sully, get out! So what are you doing?
He's over playing in the net.
Oh, he's kicking in the net, think he's got all that, and then all of a sudden, I was going to call timeout, but I didn't want to waste a timeout on that. And my philosophy that field goal's short enough, 5 yards, I don't know, makes or break you versus a timeout. And then the other one I think was just a really unique play was John Lujan on our punt that was just weird. And I saw it on the field, and I go, what just took place? I said, and it wasn't like our shields got knocked back. It was just maybe a little low kick, and maybe Cooch was a little bit higher than normal, and then John was off-centered just a little bit. And so
he kicked it into his own player.
We've had the butt fumble. That was the butt punt block.
But that wasn't the butt. It was the meat of the helmet, the back of the helmet. It was called. You got a W or planted on the back of your head.
Wilson.
Yeah, the Wilson football, the football. But that was those two things right there. You go, things that make you.
Yeah, how did that happen?
Now, did you yell at the special teams coach?
Yes. I did.
Do you have a mirror when you do that? You just say, mirror?
No, I said, hey, don't. Never mind.
When you answer yourself, I'm trying.
I'm not trying. Trying's for losers. Get it done.
I'll fix it and flush it. No, flush it and fix it.
Yeah, you got to understand.
Or both. Yeah, we had some fun with that when the kicker didn't show up on the field. It was kind of bizarre.
Yeah,
and we had the replay to show him. He was over there fiddling around in the net, but he had two things working against him. Johnny's a kicker, plus he's a freshman.
Well, good for him.
Yeah, so he's got a lot. He's got a lot to overcome.
And I call him blonde.
But we did after that. We said, it sounds like we're picking on, but we have fun with kickers. Joe from years back has always messed around with the kickers on the sideline. It was just they're a different breed.
Well, between Kyle Major, Greg O'Donnell.
Well, and
that's 8 years of nuts.
You had the Englishman last year.
You got Dean, and
Dean Faithful.
Dean was a little different.
Okay, so
and then,
Dean he works out of Pueblo Athletic Club sometimes, and I'm there, and he tells me, I had to come over and get a pump. I go, that's not what we say here, but this will get you in trouble here.
Yeah, that's. But Sully's credit, he came back, and they're just different. But I'm going to leave it at that. But he did a great job of having enough moxie and resolve to come back and kick the ball better.
Let's talk about their decision at the end of the first half when they decided to throw it there on third down for the corner route. I thought, he's throwing it on third down because he's going to run it on fourth down again. He's not going to go into the locker room trying to kick a field goal. Did you kind of take a deep breath and say, man, he's going to kick a field goal. He's kind of taking us off the hook. What were your thoughts at that point?
I was just excited that we were able to have that decision be made. And I thought that,
when they got big number 34 back there, John, you think it's an easy touchdown, don't you?
But our guys did a great job of making them bounce and filling a gap and making them fill. I mean, Luke and Botts and Cody Ramming and all those guys, Lucas Moran, and they do a great job of trying to. And our whole defense front, Robes, T-Robe does a great job with all that. But I tell you, our linebackers are playing very active. And Nooch is doing a great job, and Wild is coming on. And then, we had Darius McMorrow come back from that hand injury. So it's and then we got Sean Colgan that's done a nice job with all that.
We noticed big number 92 had a little more attention placed on it.
A few more double teams out there, John.
He was a persona non grata. They made him the focal point.
Well, after the week that he had,
right.
I mean, but in all reality, they could call holding every snap, and but it could have called holding on us too. So it balances out the way you're supposed to go play the game, and I'm glad that this game didn't come down to officials' call, because you never know which way it would have gone.
Well, sticking with the defense, I thought the defense did a great job on their quarterback's ball faking. A lot of times he faked it and wanted to go on a rollout, and he'd think he'd probably going to be able to do some business. He never was able to. You guys never did bite on any of his fakes. That was good discipline, I thought, on your outside backers. You're contained.
I thought our defense, because we gave him some short fields there.
Yeah.
And it was funny after the game, I'm looking at the stats, and I go, they had to have more than 234 yards or whatever it was. And then we started piecemealing together. They played on a short field, and our guys did a great job of shutting them down and being able to keep them out of the end zone. But, I thought, again, I thought we did a great job of tackling and getting around the ball. And I was really impressed with how all 11 of the guys on defense, when you turn on that film and you look at it, there's 6 to 9 guys on every snap. And a lot of them, you see all 11 in there.
I know he was locked in, because when I pulled him over for the post-game interview, you looked at the scoreboard, and you're kind of amazed at the score. That's probably the first time you looked at the final score and went, wow, is that right? Yeah, Coach.
Well, I just felt like a tighter game, didn't it?
It just did. And it was good for us to find a way to win. And I thought it was really pretty awesome that our guys, like Joe said, I didn't realize Cookie caught 4 touchdown passes there, and until he mentioned it to me, and then I go, oh yeah, that's good. But you just get caught up in the game, and I was just trying to make sure our kids played 60 minutes of packed football.
All right, we are at the ThunderZone Pizza and Tap House. It is the Car Pros John Wristen Show. For a little bit later on, we got the hot mic here in our segment 3. When we come back, though, we're going to listen to some more highlights. Joe, you got a shout out to our great waitress. Yeah. Great food here.
Nothing scares a fat guy more than a waitress not writing down your order.
Right.
And she got it perfectly right, because this has been Packtober's meal.
Yes.
We're 4-0 with this particular meal, with the caprese, the mango habanero boneless, and the naked. I gotta say naked with Jim wings. So our name's Yasmin. So if you come to the ThunderZone Pizza and Tap House and Yasmin's your waitress, you're in great hands.
I even had a caprese last week.
And
it was okay.
Yeah. Well,
that's great. When I say it's okay,
you have refined.
It looks like that. Yeah. That's something I would never order in my life. But I had it was okay. Like Risto said, it'd be better if we had some. I'd rather have a little avocado on there.
Well, yeah.
Than that green slimy stuff. What is the green slime? Is that pesto?
Basil.
You still have.
There's pesto.
You still have the pesto,
there's
but no bread. You just put it on avocado.
Okay.
He's trying to carb off.
Okay, I like that. All right.
Roasted.
You like it now?
Yeah, I love it. Yeah.
Toasted baguettes. And
all right, we're going to come back. We got highlights coming your way next from the ThunderZone. Car Pros John Wristen Show on Fox Sports Pueblo.
Fox Sports Pueblo, 1350. This is the John Wristen Show. Let's join the voices of the pack, Jim Brooks and Joe Cervi, along with CSU Pueblo Thunderwolves head coach, John Wristen.
And welcome back, ThunderZone Pizza and Tap House. It is the John Wristen Show. John's out schmoozing with the public out there, having some fun.
Pressing palms, kissing babies.
That's right. Well,
running for office. It is election season.
Did he pet Rock? No, Rock's under the table.
He's feeding Rock is what he's doing.
Here we go. Now let's get John's mic turned back.
He's taking your wings and peeling the meat off them and giving them to the dog.
That's all right.
I'm calling them rock wings.
Rock wings.
Rock wings.
Because there are Risto wings. If you ever come to ThunderZone Pizza and Tap House, you can order the Risto wings. They come with 10 wins a season.
That's that thick Parmesan sauce. They are good. You dip them in the.
You've had
salsa, or not salsa. The
Parmesan.
Well, the marinara.
And you've had them.
Yeah.
You got the garlic.
That's all right. Who do we have to impress anymore?
No.
Who did we impress?
Before. I mean, that bar we set way low a long time ago.
Never mind.
The three of us.
Well, John, in that second half of the ball game, 6-6, you come out, and Jonah described it. Suddenly, the pack became vertical. You hit some deep shots in that ball game, and it's nice to have a quarterback sitting back there that can hit a deep shot.
Well, I think the key, too, was that there was no pressure around his feet, and he was able to get set. So
Yeah.
Rock really enjoyed his rock wings, so we're ready to go.
Let's add them to the menu. Rock wings.
I think Jim even said that about the feet, about him not having to worry. He was able to step into those big throws.
Yeah, I just want to make a little quick comment here because it's hard to feed Rock and talk at the same time. I just want to let you know it's very hard to feed Rock and talk at the same time.
Talk,
so I
Jay
can't.
talk.
I know you can't walk or chew gum at the same time. I can't feed Rock and talk at the same time. I got really confused there. So
Rock is very focused.
He's very focused.
He's laser-eyed.
Singular focus.
Would that be food motivated?
He's focused. He's ready to go.
Oh, look at that.
Oh, yeah, look at that. He's
Mom's
getting
trying to
for
get him
some
to
more.
do something fun, and he's like,
Well, I tell you what, I was watching this deal on Access Television, the top 10 horror shows of the 80s,
Yep.
and one of them was Cujo.
Ooh,
so I'm
very
looking at Rock. When Rock could play the body double and wings are, get the drool coming, he's ready. Look at the focus, the red eyes. He's about ready to jump up on your lap, John.
Hey, can we get the highlights?
This is the highlight right here.
This is the highlight.
Rock biting your hand off for that chunk of wing right there.
And we're sorry for the other customers trying to get through here.
people are trying to order
All right.
and eat.
No more.
That dog doesn't understand no more.
All right. I should, exactly. I'm going to point out to people we got a lot of questions coming in here all of a sudden. 719-671-7574. 719-671-7574. Text the question if you want to get your question. Or you can tweet Joe. Joe follows his Twitter account. So we got questions that can come in there. John, this first play we're going to listen to, this is one of the craziest plays ever when you have a drop out. For the life of us, when the play happened, there was about 3 different things, plus we had the wrong guy catching the ball, which is, when you get Fine and Cook and Rakowski, it's like the triplets out there. But let's just go ahead and listen to the play, and then we'll try to dissect it here. This is the cut 8. Cut 8.
Drop back by Rock there. Comes pressure off the edge. Steps up. Fires to the goal line. Touchdown. No, it's knocked away at the end. Or is it a touchdown? Now flag comes down. It is a touchdown to Max Fine as he had the ball, Joe, and then the defensive back punched the ball out of there. That was wild.
That was I guess I can say that's the third thing in that game that haven't seen in a long time. But Cookie did a great job of just finding the right spot and settling and making sure that he was in the touchdown area, across the goal line. Because you can run that route and be short, and then you're going, oh, what the heck? But he was able to see it. Did a nice job of making sure the inside receiver, I think it was Max, that came and cleared that out, and he just kind of set right in that hole. And Hunter did a great job of just putting it right on the money with the little zip. And he went out and caught the ball with the hands in front instead of with his body, if you get in there. And then he was holding it, and then the guy got kind of mad and just punched it out. Just punched it.
That was his second punch of the game. Remember, he punched one of your players right on the sideline there, too. I called it a forearm shearer, but the replay showed it was a right cross.
It was a right cross. And then, but...
But he was the first, and then he's the guy who got the pick. He was in a lot of the action in the game, but that was the key there, John. It was so quick. The ball got on Cook so quick, he caught it, and then he just kind of held. The end zone replay was a great angle. He just had it and just showed it to the right. Hey, I got it.
Right.
And then the guy just uppercutted it out. So there's a lot of things. And then the flag came out and said, well, what do we got going on here?
Well, I was concerned they weren't going to call it a touchdown. And so when they did call it a touchdown, I said, okay. And then I thought it was the right call with the personal foul.
All right, so that was one of the craziest touchdowns ever. And it turned out to be just one of part of a Cookie kind of day. So let's move on into the second half. We already listened to the interception that Bone got that kind of fueled the defense.
I just want to add to that play. We had really great time to throw the ball and being able to. And our offensive line did a great job of holding some really stout guys out. And the ends at the end.
Their defensive end, John,
were really good and gave us some fits. But when you're able to execute all 11 guys doing their job, that was that type of play.
All All right, so let's move a little bit later on. We already had the interception by Bone to set this one up. Now, this turns out to be one of the key plays of the game also, John, because you're kind of going backwards. I think it was, I called it 3rd and 19, but it's actually 2nd and 19 because the down stayed the same, had the holding penalty. So you're behind the 8 ball right here, but it turns out to be one of the big plays of the game. This is the cookie jar.
Max pressure here. They're going to roll the pocket left. Roque going to set. Fires back across the formation to the corner. Touchdown, Cook! Took a long time to develop, but Cook runs it down.
He went from here to there in record time, put his hand in the cookie jar.
Well,
follow that up, John.
Sure, cookie jar. But anyway, I thought that was a well-designed play that you can't do with every quarterback you have. It's kind of an old John Elway play that Seven used to do, and Braley and Wilk and Simo and Matt Helton, all those guys, and Eli Shaw, they did a good job of connecting the dots, so we were able to get the protection and get him out of the pocket a little bit and pin it inside. But the key was Cookie set up the route early on off his stem. And he stemmed in, and then he went back out and came across and did a great job. And we were able to, you know, it was one of those, in the corner, the backside corner was right there to make a play too. I mean, it had to be really a precise throw that probably went almost 50 yards.
Yeah, it had to parachute it in there.
Yeah, and it was really well done. And when it came, it comes across the headset, I said, "You running pylon here, huh?" I said, "Okay."
It's a great call if it works.
I said, "Great call."
But he used every bit of the end zone, and like you said, that throw, not only distance-wise but height-wise, that's arm strength. That's legit arm strength.
Well, it is, and when that backside corner is reading that crosser, almost if he would have turned to look for the ball, we might have been in trouble there. But the reality of it that they didn't, and Cookie made a heck of a catch to keep 1 foot in, and it was really a nice job.
Yeah, so it gave you the little cushion you needed. That just like a sense of relief when you got that touchdown. It's all right, we got a touchdown, now we're ready to roll. But you come right back, and this time on this next play, we call it on our sheet here the sidearm toss. But I thought that Roque kind of went a little Mahomes on us. Here's that play.
Motion is lucky to the tight end. Resets on the right side. They fake it to Bacher. They roll left. And now Roque fires back across the grain. Touchdown! Cook!
So across the grain, and he kind of did the little sidearm flip there, John. That took, you're rolling left, you're a quarterback. I mean, that's tough to stop and then just thread the needle like that. Well, plus Cook stopped is what John. Where he kind of slowed down enough.
He was moving across the goal line with Roque as the play was developed, but then he just stopped.
Well, I think all those things are accurate, and the play action part of that was what held the linebackers and the safeties. So Cookie was coming across on the over route, and then we had Curtis Lekadu in the flat being able to go, and then we had. That's
what it looked like was going to be an out to Lekadu.
And then Max was right in the back of the corner being able to handle that. And then when you got there and you're checking and you got Curtis and your eyes are going right there to be able to handle that pass to the flat, and you think it's going to go there, and then he pulls up and he's able to go and set, and then it felt like his arm strength was able to go and give a little sidearm right shot. And so it was a nice play by every one of them to be able to get it done.
And then you mentioned John Elway earlier. Well, this last play we're going to listen to, this is when the Thunderwolves decided to go vertical.
Might break. Roque going down the middle, wide open is Cook. He's got it at the 25, 20, 15, 10, 5. Touchdown, Thunderwolves. The big strike.
We'll call this air raid south.
Nice to go vertical, John, when you got a guy who can just put it on the money like that. And then, but Cook, he never stops. He just runs right through that ball. That's what you got to do. Our old buddy Rick Upcher is always talking about the wide receiver. You just keep running. Trust the ball's going to be there.
Well, we had an opportunity in the first half where that didn't take place.
Yeah.
And so I think that the second half we just said, hey, just play our game, do what we do, and everything will work out. And so that was a little play action that we had, and they ran the safety down to stop him, and then Cookie ran right by him and was able to throw it up and be able to make a nice play there. And again, we had great protection to get that done.
So like that quarter, it was a phenomenal quarter. You go from 6-6 to 27-6. I mean, it was just a lightning strike, and you're just going, man, how did that just happen?
Well, I'm glad it did happen.
Right.
And, we thought we might have had some other opportunities in the first half. Well, obviously we didn't. And so we took advantage of that in the second half. And that's how you win football games when you're not playing your very best.
All right, that's our highlight package. We're going to come back after this timeout. We got some questions lined up for you. We got the hot mic. I think did we have somebody lined up? Well, he left. You know what? The Bugman left, didn't he?
No.
Bugman was going to give you a question, John, but then he decided to go.
Probably a good thing.
I think he was going to ask Joe about his hamstring or something, but that's all right. All right, Car Pros, John Wristen, Joe here at the ThunderZone Pizza and Tap House. Come back and join us. Question 719-671-7574. Timeout. Here we go.
1350. This is the John Wristen Show. Let's join the voices of the pack, Jim Brooks and Joe Cervi, along with CSU Pueblo Thunderwolves head coach John Wristen.
And welcome back, ThunderZone Pizza and Tap House, Car Pros, John Wristen Show.
Do you have all your fingers, Coach?
I do.
You still got all your digits?
Finger check.
Rock Wings on Rocktober.
Well, Packtober. Well, I wanted to call it Rocktober, but Joe said no, it's Packtober.
Well, there already is a Rocktober with the Rock.
Yeah, we already had that. So yeah.
I want to up it to Packtober.
Well, good.
And is it not paid off?
Oh, you're exactly right, Joe. It has paid off.
It has paid off. You've been 1-0 for 4 weeks in a row in Packtober.
Well, it doesn't matter.
We eat the same stuff.
It doesn't matter what you did in the past. You got to finish it right now.
Well, you got another chance to go 1-0 in Packtober.
Yeah.
And it's at our favorite place.
All right, ready for your questions?
Let's go.
We got the hot mic. Anybody want to come up? Let's just jump right into it with a hot mic. Hot mic. Here we go. Wayne is going to go, and Wayne, you are ready.
Wayne just turned you down with the cord.
Yeah, what did you do there?
Yeah, he just turned me down there, didn't he?
Yes, he did. Thanks, Wayne.
All right, yeah.
That's story.
Well, that's a credit to society there,
Thanks,
turning
Wayne.
me down.
No,
yeah,
not
I hear
yet.
you. I hear you just fine. Go ahead.
Oh, all right.
Yeah, we hear you.
Okay.
Don't worry about the public.
All right, well, so I have a question, which is for Joe, actually.
Okay.
And then I have a request. My question is, since we're going to Mesa, home of the get our quarterback a full yard in the end zone to be called down outside of the end zone. And I said Joe, and I meant Jim. Jim always says, know your geography.
Yeah.
Well, when is Pueblo going to get some geography? I've been coming to these games since 2008, and I have never once left thinking, boy, those RMAC referees sure bailed us out. We're getting defensive linemen tackled right in front of referees, and we can't even get a good call. When are the bad calls showing up?
Wayne, take that hot mic and keep going, baby. You keep going. You ride that, Wayne.
That might be the best question ever asked of John Wristen or of Jim.
Yeah, Wayne points out the one was on the interception. That's why I said karma works out. The karma worked out because we got the pick, but that was the most blatant ignoring of a holding call I think I've ever seen in my life.
I'm not saying anything, but I'm not saying anything. I just
I'm probably trying to get Coach in trouble with a conference to get him to respond to that. But my request is, my 50th birthday is Sunday.
Wow.
And for my birthday, I would love nothing more than for you to go over there and beat those guys like a rented mule. So go Pack, beat Mesa.
Thanks, Wayne.
Baby. Good job, Wayne.
That's how you handle a hot mic, ladies
That's
and
the
gentlemen.
way to go. That's drop the mic right there.
Drop
too.
the mic.
Drop the mic.
All right.
Way to go, Wayne.
All right, so I guess that's not really a question. That's just a commentary, John.
Well,
That's all right. I like that.
He was asking you about the geography.
Well, yeah, when are we going to get some geography? Yeah, well, good luck. Come with me on the road in basketball. I'll show you what geography is all about. Mesa, that's one of the all-time greatest places. You watch them walk out and you go, oh, God.
I still have the Mesa that game on my phone.
Yeah.
The one that Wayne's talking about?
Yep.
When
Yeah.
Rex Dawson's over?
Yep.
The all-time greatest, speaking of referee, was when Ralph Turner took a charge at Silver City, West. He couldn't get the ref's attention. He was trying to yell at him, couldn't get him to give him a technical. So finally, Ralph stepped out on the court, and the ref ran him over. Ralph took the charge, and the ref looked at, okay, here's your tee, dude. Maybe that's what you got to do, John. Just out there and take a charge. All right, Ken's checking in from Missouri. He's down there in the Ozarks, down there on the beautiful lake. Said he had a conversation with the assistant athletic director from Pittsburgh State. They talked Division II football. Pitt State had a pretty good year.
They're having a great year.
Yeah, they're pretty decent. So he goes, well, Ken wants to know, are you ready to get back into national prominence again? Thunderwolf football. I guess you win 3 more in a row, John, and then let the chips fall where they may. You may have a chance.
I really think that, we got an outstanding team. And I think we've proven that, and we got to keep proving it. And our back's against the wall. I said that when it started 1st of October. And I really feel like that if we handle our business and play 60 minutes of pack football and enjoy this process that we got to go through to be a part of it, I think we might have a chance to get in. I really do.
All right, listener 5, it's Derek, wants to know how come we don't play many evening games. It's always the 2 o'clock in the afternoon. I hear that too, John. It's like, well, why don't we play the night game? We like the night games. They like the atmosphere there, but sometimes it gets cold in October, November at night. What's the philosophy playing afternoon games as opposed to night games? You always play a night game early. What's the philosophy?
I think with the RMAC and what we
is it travel based?
It's travel based in our travel. Like Chattering, we had to agree with it, and so I don't mind playing a night game at home, but I don't want to play. I don't like night games on the road.
Yeah, and you got to
call
on the bus.
You got to be able to adjust that. So that's kind of what that is. In all reality, I wish I could play at noon. Right. But I try to do 2 o'clock to be able to help the crowd maybe, or do the things necessary.
Didn't it used to be your choices were noon or 1?
That's for the playoffs.
Oh, okay.
No, but you have to have the visiting team in the RMAC has to really dictate what time you're going to play.
All right, Lori's checking in, John. We kind of mentioned it. We hate to say that word because you just want to go 1-0. But playoffs. She wants to know, with this current winning streak here in Packtober, are you still hopeful to make the playoffs?
Well, I think we can only control what we can control, and that's trying to go 1-0 each week. Right. And I still think that we have an opportunity to finish this thing out the right way. And I think we're going to be in the discussion.
When's the first regional ranking? Next week?
It came out this week.
Oh, it did?
It was all,
was this the practice one or a real one?
This is the real one.
Okay.
The smart thing that they did is they really listed everybody in alphabetical order, because there's not enough data points right now. Because by the end of the year, all those things are going to be pretty close to where you want with your strength of schedule, being able to do those things.
How many teams are under consideration then in alphabetical order?
Well, there's 10 right there, and there's West Texas is one 5-3 last team right now, and they were listed. There's a bunch of 6-2 teams, and they all play each other. So it's going to be interesting.
It's going to sort itself out here real quick. We're going to find out. Let me take care of you there.
Thanks, man.
Yeah, you almost dropped that.
Sorry.
But well, that's all right. It was empty. You drained it. You're thirsty drinking your water.
There's a mango habanero for you.
Is that what the problem was? Okay. What do we got going here? What does John want for dinner? You want the Risto wings? All right, that would take care of that. Little closed circuit message there. Team's itinerary for this week against Colorado Mesa. You going to stay at that place there on the side of the mountain, or where? No, that's out in Durango, where you stay on the side of the mountain and have barbecue. What are you going to do in Grand Junction?
We're going to stay out by the airport is where we stay.
Okay. Yeah, I got the one confused where we stayed in Durango, had the upper and lower level.
Yeah, we haven't stayed there for
that was
quite a while.
That was a long time ago.
That was a fun
called
trip.
The wagon wheel or the
wagon wheels in
Iron Horse.
Iron Horse.
Wagon
The wagon
wheels
was in Gunnison.
Gunnison, yeah. Iron Horse was in Durango. So
The
so you're going to leave probably what, 1 o'clock probably?
We're going to start our meetings here at 11 and practice at noon, and then get on a bus about 1:15 and go eat at the Golden Corral.
Nice.
And
Simo, that's a piece. Does Simo still work the Golden Corral like he used to? Not quite.
Not quite.
I remember the Golden Corral in Albuquerque with him once.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. That was a sight to behold.
So, and then we'll go over there and finish up with the meeting. We'll arrive about 8:30, and we'll do our offense defense video test, and then put them to bed and get up in the morning and go.
And it's a 1 o'clock kick, which is not bad.
No, it's good.
You don't have a lot of time to goof around in the morning. Just be nice. And the weather's supposed to be pretty decent. So
that's 62.
Ought to be a nice, beautiful day. We'll come back. We'll talk about this week's opponent, Colorado Mesa, when we come back. We thank everybody for your questions. We'll take one from the hot mic on the other side, too, if anybody else wants to squeeze one more in on the hot mic. So that's your incentive. Car Pro's John Wristen Show. We are at ThunderZone Pizza and Tap House on Fox Sports Pueblo.
Sports Pueblo, 1350. This is the John Wristen Show. Let's join the voices of the pack, Jim Brooks and Joe Cervi, along with CSU Pueblo Thunderwolves head coach, John Wristen.
And welcome back, ThunderZone Pizza and Tap House. Final segment of the Car Pro's John Wristen Show here tonight.
Oh, look at this.
What? We've got swag. What do we got? We got beanies?
Oh,
Beanies.
man. We got some nice beanies.
All right. Next. Oh, I thought we were going to make somebody come up and give a question.
No, there's 30 of them.
Well,
we don't have time for that.
We can hand it out next week, though.
That is we'll save a few.
Okay.
Save a few. All right, the CSU Pueblo beanie. That's sharp. I like that. I like
love
that
it.
a lot. That'll be good.
All right.
Oh, wait, okay, we're ready. Hot mic.
Here we go. Hot mic. Here we go.
It's Mr. Matt.
You got to say your name and your
rank and your serial number. Go ahead.
My name is Matt. I'm a first-time caller, and it's my first time to this show. It's not bad. Just 2/3 of it is all right.
What's your question?
Which third is not?
I'm going on Larry King on you.
All right. I set the over/under at 35.5 for this weekend because they've given up an average of 35.2 points per game this year, but they gave up 45 points last week to Adams State. So I'm going to up that to 55.5. So we need to get after it, not just half of a football game. First quarter through the fourth quarter, you got to finish everything, right, Coach?
It's called all gas, no brakes. Is that what you're trying to say? Yeah, I think that's my talk tomorrow night. All gas, no brakes. Let's go.
Thanks,
Keep
Matt.
it going. Thanks, Matt. Appreciate you, buddy.
All right.
Hi,
That's how you work the hot mic right there.
I thought like on the Dan Patrick, he goes, yeah, I'm the first-time caller. I'm 6'6".
Yeah. Bing!
220 pounds.
That'd be a little light, I think, for that
Rock.
guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, he'd take 220 right now. 220 was about 10
he's
years
on a
ago.
Diet. I just want to keep encouraging him.
Look at John.
Keep encouraging him.
All right. Well, he set the bar at 55. How do you score 55 against Colorado Mesa, John? One point at a time.
I thought that was over.
Oh, okay. That's a whole. Okay.
That's semantics now.
All right. Okay.
If listeners and those in the building and those on iHeart, if John can score 55 against Mesa Saturday, he will. Let's just put it that way. If he can, he will.
Let's reel this thing in.
Yeah,
okay?
let's reel it in exactly because you're going against the head coach Miles, Coach Haver, your former defensive coordinator, he knows all about you. He's probably telling her, he got Tanner Draper over there telling her, hey, these are what these guys do. They're going to be doing this. They're going to be doing that. Tanner probably wishes he could play just for the heck
Tanner,
of it.
yep.
And they were dealt kind of they went for glory with their past head coach. We talk about one and done with players. They went with a one and done coach. And he went for glory. He's down at Valdosta State, got the gig down there, got it handed to him. That's a great gig to get, considering where he was at. Valdosta, top 5 team in the country. But it kind of put them behind the 8 ball. They lost a few players. Now Miles had to come in and kind of pick up and try to build something of his own. But I think they got the right guy. They've got a guy with local ties. I think that's the way you got to do it over there, isn't it, John? You don't want to have some gypsy come in.
I think that Miles is a perfect hire for them, considering Grand Junction. He's from there, and he's a great football coach. He's
Fruta, right?
Yeah, he's going to be able to tie that community all together, and he's going to recruit. He's got a great staff, and those guys do a wonderful job. And it's like I know every one of them on their staff.
That's like Rams West. Anthony Hill and Crockett Gilmore.
They got some really. And Tommy Thinnell's our offensive coordinator, a longtime high school coach, great quarterback at CSU.
Yep.
So it's interesting. There's a lot of different dynamics with all this, and we have Braley Brown, their offensive coordinator from last year, and Matt Helton's coaching our tight ends that was over there. So there's a lot of different dynamics. But for me, I just want to see our kids go and play one heck of a ball game. I wanted them to go enjoy this moment, make sure it's focused about us, not them, who's over there, but focus about us. And so my whole theme during this week was it's all about us, and we got to build on our foundation of our fundamentals, and we got to build on that to make sure we understand if we do that, we're going to have a chance to go have fun.
Now they're going to be geeked up, you know that for sure.
And it's our homecoming, and we got our work cut out for us, and so we're looking forward to the challenge, but you brought up the point about Miles being the head coach over there. I have a lot of respect for Miles. I really enjoyed working with him. He has a great family, and
hell, you hired him.
Well,
yeah, and I know you were happy he got that job.
Yeah, they picked the right guy, and he's going to do a great job, and he's going to recruit the state of Colorado, and we're going to have our recruiting battles again, and it's going to be great for college football in the state of Colorado.
Well, now, was he up for that job a year ago? Did he try to get it a year ago when they bypass him, or did he feel like he was ready at that point?
I don't know.
You don't know the
correct answer
there?
on that. I don't quite remember all that, but I know he was ready this time, and he took advantage.
I kind of treat it kind of almost like CSU Pueblo with the Bobby Applegate hiring. They went with the one guy. Didn't work out. Now they've got the guy with the CSU Pueblo ties. He's the right guy for the job. Applegate is. They went with a guy they thought was going to be the right guy, but that was just a stepping stone job. He's always on his eye on the next job, which a lot of people are. But now they've got a guy that I think if it's grounded and wants to do the job there.
Yeah, he's going to build it right. He got behind the 8 ball in recruiting a little bit.
Yeah.
And with this transfer portal, it hurt him. But they still got some quality guys over there. This quarterback, number 10, is really an outstanding player. And then they got a great tight end in this Rinks kid, and he's a Colorado kid. And that's number 6. I think he's really a pro-type tight end that they're going to take a chance to look at. And then it's really a unique, interesting North Sangola who played.
Sure. Right.
His brother is starting safety for them, number 1. And so that's what small college Colorado football should be about.
That's blasphemy.
So it's really one of those things where you got a chance to go beat or go play in with a neighborhood type of game.
Right.
Because we all know each other, and they got a transfer offense lineman that was up UNLV that was up in the Greeley area. Beckman, I believe, 78. That really is I'm recruiting our tail end off and couldn't get a snip on him. and he's up there and really a good player. And Trevor Wickery, their coach, I've had a lot of respect for him, and so it's just going to be interesting. We can't get caught up with all that. We got to focus on us. We got to focus on the fundamentals. If we do that, we're going to have a chance to play 60 minutes of pack football.
Well, and you've seen their quarterback just not there, right? Isn't Karst Hunter a transfer from South Dakota Mines or?
No, he played last year.
Oh, okay.
He played last year. He was a transfer from
Black Hills State.
No, South Dakota State.
South Dakota State.
Somewhere up there in South Dakota.
Hey, South Dakota State's a pretty good program.
Yeah, they are.
I think he didn't play another position, wanted to play quarterback, and that's what happened.
Well, what do you have to do in this ball game? What do you look to exploit from a Colorado Mesa team? First, we'll talk about offense. Offensively against their defense, what do you look for?
Well, offensively, we got to make sure that we got to run the ball better than what we did last week, and I think that we got to be able to mix the run with the pass. And I think I know Mesa's not going to give us a big plays based on their structure of their defense, so we got to be able to maneuver down the field and be crisp at our operation. We got to make sure that we understand our protections and make sure we get slid the right way, and then give Hunter enough time to operate, and our kids got to go catch the ball and make plays. And so, and then we can't fall behind the 8 ball because self-inflicted wounds because of penalties. And Mesa's too good a team for us to overcome those things. Defensively.
Yeah, Nick, we're going to run a little over here, so go ahead.
Nick,
just a little. I had to tell Nick Donovan we're going to go a little over.
But on defense, we got to make sure that we just got to keep the ball in front of you, not get a good play. I mean, they got tall receivers. They're all 6'6", 164, and they run really, really well. This 19 kid is really an outstanding player, and that's Brown that was up at CSU, and so Keenan Brown, and he's an outstanding big-time playmaker, and we just got to make plays and make him drive the ball is what I'm saying, because you got to make him try to go 8 to 12 plays, and sooner or later your odds going to be in your favor is all I'm trying to say. And our defensive line has to play an outstanding game. They got to really control the line of scrimmage from our standpoint to be able to if we don't control the line of scrimmage on that end, it's going to be a long day for us. But I really look forward to seeing our defensive line really step up and take on the challenge and be able to play really great pack football.
All right, we're looking forward to it. We'll have the ball game for you on Saturday. It's a 12:30 pregame, 1 o'clock kickoff from Grand Junction. Colorado Mesa is the opponent. Special people to thank here tonight. Of course, Ryan Howard, everybody here from the ThunderZone and Pizza and Tap House hosting the show. The Nardinis at CarPros for sponsoring the show. Nick Donovan's been our producer and engineer tonight of the CarPros John Wristen Show. We thank Nick for stepping in at a moment's notice to jump on in here. Nick, of course, every weekday morning. And we're going to thank Coors Light, the distributors.
Keg One and
the Hutch.
Thank you.
One and the Hutch brothers.
We
got some gifts for the next couple weeks to hand out.
All right.
And
I'm going to go sell these outside. I'll see you.
There you go. All right, my partner's Joe Cervi. I'm Jim Brooks for the head coach, John Wristen. Good night, everybody.
Go Pack.